everyone, I'm Bailey. I love houseplants and I am a beginner collector. Today I'm going to be moving my propagations and cuttings from my prop box into jars. It's a big day. Some of them have been in here way too long and probably really need food. So I just got a big bag of pon and got some clean jars here, and I'm really excited to see how they do after I get them potted up. I got some highlights in here that I'm really excited about. First I have my Melanochrysum cutting. It is actually putting out some other roots, so I'm excited about that. Such a baby. I also have a second one, but it's not doing so well. I have the Melanochrysum cutting. I also have this jewel orchid that I think is ready to get out. It's grown probably 75%. I think it started out at about here. You can kind of see what it looks like from the top. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, yeah. Then I have two pink princess cutting or baby plants in here. This is one of them. I will still be keeping them in a container just to keep up the humidity, but I'm just going to be putting them in Melanochrysum pon and just giving them kind of a fresh start because I feel like they've kind of been neglected in here and it's just gotten kind of crazy. Okay, I think I'm going to start with the Melanochrysum cutting. I'm only going to do this one because I'm going to be sending this one that's just a stem to my friend to see if she can kind of give it more love that it deserves, because I do not seem to be doing that currently. I do tend to put a lot of my Melanochrysum plants in just jars without drainage holes. I know people don't like that, but it's worked fine enough for me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it. I think this root system is not great. Let's see. Yeah, it does. I fed it last week, and that seems to have really helped. Actually, we do have some new roots. I don't know if you can see that. And there's another one there. So it is coming along, but this is pretty much done. Only giving me this single leaf and that's it. So I'm really hopeful that once I get it in a jar, or once I get into pon and can actually feed it, it's going to do better. I'm thinking I might go with this one. That seems like a good proportion. Just going to first of all try to get some of the roots off, and while I do that, I'll introduce myself. This is my first YouTube video in probably close to three years. Before that, it was probably 10 years. I've been on and off for a while. I did hair videos. I talked about working on a cruise ship, but never really got the swing of things. Oh, is that root or is that just moss? I do try to get off as much of the moss as possible because it does tend to absorb a lot of water and kind of prevent the roots from breathing. And I'm not as diligent with soil anymore as I used to getting it off. I feel like that kind of tends to degrade, but the moss seems to really stay on there and not really get flushed off the way that excess soil does. So I'm a little bit more picky about that. I'm going to try really hard not to disturb the new roots. I might trim this a little bit, to be honest. We'll see. I'm really excited to be doing this now that it's summer again. I am in Germany where it is pretty cold during the winter and not really great plant propagation weather. I think that's another one. Oh, it's doing relatively well. I think I'm going to probably try to even put this other node under or relatively close to the roots so that that can root in as well, because I really don't need so many growth points. I'm hoping this will give me some leaves finally, because I bought it last fall and it's just been, I've just had a lot going on. Well, that's good enough for me, although those roots are probably all dried up, so I'll try to take some of those off. Got some scissors, make sure that they are sterilized. I think I'm just going to chop the very bottom ones because those are not going to be doing anything for me. Ironically, these are hair cutting shears, so I really am giving it a haircut. It's giving me nothing. Oh, I think that was a root. That's a shame. Alright, that's enough for me. Well, we'll just see what happens. I don't know. I'm using this little cup. Got my pond. I really like the Melanochrysum because it does come pre-fertilized, and I'm all about just making things as easy as possible. Don't have the energy or time of day. I also recently, I don't know if they have this in the States yet, because I was talking to my friend about buying the that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna kind of straighten it out just because I'm a little bit anal. Yeah, well, have everything either centered in the paw or straight, and it looks like I've got neither. But that's the first one. Okay, and I will be watering them with the distilled water after I get everything potted up. I was talking to my friend about buying the Melanochrysum fertilizer granules, which I got at my local plant or local nursery here in Germany. And she hadn't heard about them, and also we didn't find them on the Melanochrysum website online. So if any of you guys know what that's about, if it's a new product that'll be coming to the market soon in the States, let me show it to you real quick. This is what it looks like. It's called Perfect Leaf. They're granule, they're the pellets that come in the pre-fertilized pond. It's incredibly useful. You just put it in the reservoir of your water reservoir. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the other Melano alone. I think I'm going to do the Pink Princess now. It is actually already in pond, but it was not doing well outside of the propagation box, so, and the roots don't look, I'm just gonna see what's going on here. So here it is. It's just a little pup for my Pink Princess, which is also got thrips and is not doing well. So I'm excited to maybe get a new plant out of this. So I'm just gonna dump it out here. Yeah. That does not look great. I've really been neglecting this. I don't think it's rotted, but it's just not great. The new leaves are really shiny though, and it is starting to get a little bit more variegation. The mother plant has alright variegation, not great, but it's okay. So I've heard that once they mature, that the variegation is random and that it can come pop back up with time. So I'm hoping this will be a way for me to, you can barely see it. I'm hoping this will be a way for me to get my plant back, because I was really sad that I lost mine. Maybe I'll pot both of them up, because I have another one in here. Where is it? Here. I'm just going to pot them up together because... Oh, she's got good roots. Okay. Maybe that'll just give me a fuller plant and a little bit more hope. let's see. So this one's just been growing in the sphagnum moss. It does look a little bit leggier, and the leaves are still smaller, but it's even, yeah. I mean, the roots look a lot more healthy than previous plant, but I mean, they're so fine. I'm going to be having a hard time getting off this moss. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. I haven't lost anything yet. I love that the roots are pink. I just think that's so precious. Alright, we're making progress. Okay, yeah, that wasn't so bad, but I'm being incredibly careful not to pull more than it gives. Last time I was trying to free a leaf on my pink princess because they do tend to, I think somebody called it caterpillaring. I was trying to free a leaf and I just pulled off the whole leaf. So just remember to be careful. These are very delicate plants when they're young and immature. Okay, so this only has like 3 roots. Let me see, yeah. So we'll see, whatever. Again, I don't care if I do things the right way. I have fun just kind of learning and experimenting, and that's what this really is for me. So just, you know, everyone can do the things that they want to, the way that they want to do them. I think this looks like a, you can't see my workstation. Okay, I've repositioned the video a little bit so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm going to be using this smaller, planter. I think that's fine, so I can fill about halfway and then add in the top. I'm going to try to face them away from each other so that it's full in both directions and not just in one way. That doesn't be difficult. Definitely a balancing act with such small plants. Oh shit, okay. To kind of like dig it in there. I don't want to cover too much of the stem either. I'm so scared of rot always when it's such a fragile plant. Back. Whoa. Yeah, see, just covered the whole thing. I like to do a little shake. I think that's very effective when you can't really get in there. Okay, it doesn't look great, but it'll acclimate itself with time. Goes there. Now I have this jar. I'm thinking, I don't really know what plant this is. I got it at the plant store without really looking at the label. I don't know why I did that. It's this section here. It feels like some type of like Hoya or peperomia. I'm not too educated on the differences of, or being able to tell the difference. I have mostly, I would say, philodendron. So it's definitely still a learning curve when it comes to some of the other genuses. So I think I'm going to just take a few of those that look mature enough and pot them up. Add some video footage from my phone. So I'm going to be taking probably all these 3, or maybe, I don't know. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. We'll see what I end up doing. I haven't looked at these cuttings in so long. Oh gosh. Okay, so there's one. I took these cuttings from the plant when I bought them. When I bought it, because it was not looking so well, and I repotted it into legum. It was a whole thing. So I guess I kind of just, oh, there's like a whole twig in here. What is that? I guess it was kind of like an insurance policy thing. Oh, I see that this is a twofer. Okay, so I got all of that out. It looks already a lot more cleaned up. Okay. Alright, so now let's take off the moss off of this mystery plant. If anyone knows what it is, please let me know in the comments. I'll put a clip in of the mother plant, because that'll probably give you a better idea, because the leaf shape is definitely a little bit, you can see it in the background next to that varicosum cutting. Maybe. The leaf shape on the juvenile plant is definitely a little bit different than on the mature plant. I don't know if that's because of the different humidity conditions in the propagation box, or if it's because of it's juvenile. I'm really unsure. Oh, I'm always so scared doing this. It feels like I'm violating the plant some. I mean, I guess that didn't feel good. I guess I am. Again, I only try to take off what I can take off without damage, and then just kind of like hope for the best. It just needs enough, I think, it just needs enough air around the roots in most places that it can create new roots that are then adapted to the pond. So it just needs enough breathing room to be able to acclimate. So you want to make sure that there's some nude areas on the roots. So I mean, for me, that's more than enough. Maybe not for other people. I'm going to look into this one. I would say this moss is very, I have some pretty high quality moss. I would say it is even growing back green again without any doing of myself. But it means this tendrils are very long. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're long. So it's very deceiving how much is actually root and how much is just very long moss. Okay, there's the second one. Try to keep all this moss together. I will be putting it back in the prop box. I try very much to not waste anything. What I do notice though with all these propagations is that they're not creating any secondary roots. So the roots they're all single, like, I don't know how to explain it, one long root coming from the plant, and it's not branching off in any direction. So I imagine that's probably due to feed. It's not really finding the need to go search out anywhere. It's just kind of searching for something, and then I imagine once it gets the proper nourishment, it'll branch out. And what's super interesting about this, because this is definitely not any sort of, this is rooting out of the bottom of the cutting. I feel like that's definitely something you find more in like a peperomia type. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I don't think it, because it doesn't really have aerial roots. I have no idea. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. I'm just gonna. Okay. I think I'm gonna use one of these bigger jars. I think it was like a mustard jar or something. Alright, so my camera overheated, but so I've got my cutting here in pan about halfway full, and I'm just gonna backfill. Try to get in there, and then kind of place this one in later because the roots were a little bit shorter. This is always so difficult, so hold everything while placing at the same time. I need to raise, ooh, one a little up. I'm going to rotate so I can get the other side evenly covered. Just do a little shake. A bit more there. There we go, that looks really cute. I'm excited. So now I have my 3 little propagations. I think that's enough today for my first video. I will be uploading a plant tour soon, and I'm getting an import tomorrow. Or not import, I guess, but I'm getting some houseplants tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. And we'll be doing an unboxing. Got some really cool ones in there, including a Florida ghost and some other really fun things, some wish list items. So yeah, thanks for watching me move my propagations into their new homes. I'm really excited to keep making YouTube videos again and just kind of document the journey for myself. I'm really excited to see how they grow. I think that's something that we sometimes forget when we have a lot of houseplants, is how they're progressing, and it's going to be really exciting to look back on this in a few months and see where these plants are now and see their updates. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing how everything does, please subscribe. I also link my TikTok and Instagram. I post some cute little videos on TikTok on updates and just in the moment repots. So check that out if you're interested. And yeah, thanks. Bye.